Hi everybody, thanks for watching. I'm Satoy here, now making a video from Hong Kong. So today I'd like to share one story that self-healing practice is really amazing. I'd like to share my own personal story like at the beginning. So I started learning Reiki like almost around 10 years ago. So I also learned this self-healing practice at the first time, like you. So if you receive a level one achievement course, so there was a homework. Maybe your Reiki teacher gave you the homework at the first time, 21 days self-healing. At the time, actually, I didn't do seriously. So sometime I was doing and I'm just fall asleep in the middle. I didn't remember that if I did the 12 position or not. So most of the time, actually, I was placing the hand here, here, and here. Then I don't remember anymore. I don't really blame you if you couldn't do all the 12 position. It's actually okay. It's no problem. You can still go on. Yeah, because if you fall asleep, it's actually the good sign for healing because your body really need it. And sleep is really taking the important role for your healing process. So it's okay if you fall asleep. Maybe your practice is kind of a stop in the middle, but you can also count as a one time. And then I suggest you to do one time at least in a day. Yeah, so I was the one like I always fall asleep in the middle. So sometimes I didn't do it here or didn't do the back as well. Yeah, but just continuous practice is very important at the beginning. But I also like to share another personal experience, like especially because of this COVID. So that's why we started a YouTube channel like here now. So sometimes Nasrin talking and me talking and other Reiki teacher talking about our experience and other Reiki information on YouTube. Personally, I really like the idea that you can watch YouTube video and then that is really making your time for your Reiki practice. So some of my students suggest me that why not we can start the 21 days challenge, like sometime the people also was doing a lot of different challenges for 21 days, so why not we can do again 21 days self-healing. And then so I did it again and then that works amazing. So sometimes I have some stiffness shoulder or maybe just back is too stiff because I'm sitting too long. So these kind of a daily tiredness, like of course we have a stress because we couldn't go out very often. Maybe you don't have enough sunshine or maybe your exercise is not enough at home. But I think personally, I really like the idea like you can really have the time for your own self-healing time. So yeah, it is really good idea to do the self-healing sometime. And then last time I have another story that I really want to share with you because my mother had a radiation therapy starting last month and then I think she just finished now. But I also suggested her. I can also send distance Reiki to her. Like I really want to cheer her up. So I call her and then how it's going and is your body okay? But I also suggested her that you can watch our video, like we have a YouTube, so I send the link and then you can watch and then you can follow the body position. If you learn Reiki level one already, so you can actually already remember the position that you have to put the hands. So maybe you just listen to the guidance or just listen to the nice music, or you can just put a timer and then, like 2 or 3 minutes or even 5 minutes each position, much easier. But my mom is not really a Reiki practitioner, so she's really beginner. So I suggest her to watch my body position video. Actually, you can also find one in our YouTube channel, but I ask her to watch it and then just do it every day. And then next morning, so she shared a comment with me that said is, wow, Satoe, it was amazing because she had some body pain, but the pain from the therapy was reduced and then she could sleep very well that night. So we really can confirm that this kind of a daily continuous practice, especially for those if you have some disease that you have to do the treatment and then your body is kind of weak and then you couldn't really, recover very quickly, I really strongly suggest you to do the self-healing at home. If you are not receiving the Reiki attunement, don't worry. You can also watch our video and then just try and copy the posture. That's also very beneficial because my mother actually have a proof about that. So I really see her is releasing the pain and she just simply feel better. So her worry also getting less as well, and then she could feel like she could sleep better now. So that's what I really want to tell you. Another thing I also want to let you know that if you are kind of lost in the middle because maybe you have an interest about Reiki at the first time, so you just have taken the level 1 attunement course, but because you couldn't feel much, for example, in the class, some students told a lot about the energy, maybe they could feel a lot about this and that, and then when the turn come to you, you couldn't speak enough about energy. Don't worry and don't be too ashamed about that you couldn't feel enough, because I think I was like this before. So first of all, I want to say that it's okay. You couldn't feel enough. Some people is not really sensitive to energy, but I don't want you to stop your practice because some students feel like, oh, maybe my practice is useless. And then you don't want to practice the 21 days self-healing anymore. But I could check with you. So sometime your level 1 class was finished and then I gave you the 21 days self-healing practice. Then maybe you come back again in our group Reiki practice sometime, or maybe you also came to the level 2 attunement class. I could feel that. So you are really improving a lot. Even you couldn't feel much yourself, I can tell you. So some of them didn't do the 21 day self-healing. So that's also kind of, so you are still in the process of the cleansing. So yeah, like this way, even you couldn't see the improvement, I found it is the practice at the beginning is very important. So don't worry. And then just what you need to do is even you couldn't feel much, don't stop your practice. Yeah. But if you feel bored, like you are very bored about practicing Reiki, why not? You can come to group Reiki practice. Then you have more stimulus, like you can practice with others. You also the one to receive Reiki from somebody which is really comfortable and nice experience. So have you experienced like that way before? From my personal experience, actually at the first time, I didn't know because I didn't receive any Reiki from anybody. So I just keep practicing my self-healing. Sometimes I practice Reiki on my family members, but I didn't have any chance to receive Reiki from somebody. Yeah. So this is something that I really highly recommend you to do so. Of course, some people maybe are taking the session with your Reiki teacher. So you went to the private Reiki treatment session with the Reiki teacher, then you find that, wow, so good and then very comfortable. But something in the group practice, it is also very comfortable. Like, the sensation is more like in Japan. So what we call onsen, like a hot spring water, like, like a big swimming pool. And then the water is really warm and then very soothing, relaxing. So for me, it is really like this kind of a sensation. If you practice yourself, the water, it is not that much. Like, that the Reiki energy amount, it is not that much as the group one. So I really want you to feel that. Yeah, sometimes you are thinking a lot of things, but your feeling it is not enough. It is really hard to make your answer. Please experience more in the group Reiki. And then another question that I also quite often receive this question is that some students come to me and they want to know that because they are hibiki, like some kind of a tingliness or some kind of a sensation of the palm is getting less and less and less, and then I don't feel it anymore. So when you went to the class level 1, oh, I felt something, and then maybe that's continue for several days, you still could feel something, like you have some sensation of the palm. But the more the days the pass, so you feel less. So some people feel worried that maybe my Reiki was vanished. Yeah. But it is really hard to tell you, is that really vanished? Like maybe your connection to Reiki energy is not that strong. I can also consider maybe one idea is like that, but another idea was maybe you help your energy more balanced, then your sensation is not that too strong anymore. Because we could feel many different sensations, for example, on your palm, on our palm. Sometimes it is very strong, like some tingly sensation, but not just that. Like sometimes we could just feel warmth, like no tingles at all. Sometimes even you feel no warmth as well, like you feel like some airs blowing wind. That's kind of a sensation between your hands. So that's all included as your hand sensation. So usually if you successfully help the energy more balanced, yeah, it is not like more increasing and stronger, but sometimes also feeling less as well. So sometimes don't worry too much. Maybe you are doing quite well Reiki self-healing practice. So that's why during the 21 days, so your body energy is quite balanced. So that's why you also are feeling less. So that's, I can consider in somehow. But I think in this way, so you don't feel interest anymore. Like you don't feel much, and then I feel like okay, so that's done, and then I don't have to go back to practice anymore. But I hope you can go and do more practice. So then maybe that's the time for go to level two. So if you level one completed and then you did the 21 days self healing, and then your sensation at the beginning was so strong, but you are getting less and less. Yes, the one idea you can go to the group Reiki to enjoy what is the sensation in a group. If you couldn't do that, I also suggest you to actually you can even go to level two, because then your energy passage is also enlarging. Yeah, by taking the attunement course, that also help your energy passage widen. So your usage become more, and your energy flow also become more stable. Yeah, so that's it for today. I really want you to know about some important fact about Reiki. Like self healing is really amazing technique that is so simple and very natural, but you shouldn't miss that. Like you can always try the self healing by your hands, but if you feel bored, like you feel like I don't want to do Reiki anymore, then it's time to shift yourself. You have to do more practice with many different occasions. So my suggestion is to go to the group practice. Okay, so thanks for watching today and see you next time. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel so we will have more interesting and information. So you can subscribe and you can get the information as soon as possible. So have a good Reiki day. Bye.